Good morning and happy Halloween 2016. It's October 31st, Monday morning, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous day here in New Jersey. Well, I promised you a couple of ghost stories today since it is Halloween, and I thought I would start out with telling you some of the things in a chart that you'll see if someone is psychic. Now, we all are psychic, we all are sensitive. It depends on I guess how much you want to pay attention to it. So in my chart, even though I am a Leo, which is a fire sign, I have a Pisces rising and a Pisces Mars, which is they're water signs, and water signs you will usually see in a chart if people are very sensitive. But on top of that also, you may have a number of planets in water houses, even though they may not be in water signs, so that can also bring this ability out. Also in my chart, I have a grand water trine, which means I have 3 planets in water signs, but all 3 of the water signs. So I have a Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer point in my chart, and that brings it to a grand water trine. Those are some of the things that you'll find in a chart. Okay, so on to the ghost stories that I promised you. I have 2. Both I have experienced personally. The first one took place, 35 years ago. I was in Massachusetts with my husband by the Lexington Concord Bridge, where the British fought the Minutemen. And we crossed over the bridge and looked out into this open field to the left. Now, mind you, this was in October. It was a beautiful, beautiful sunny day, and nothing spooky about it. So as I looked out to the left, I saw this small red house, and I saw the door open, and I saw a woman come out dressed in period clothes carrying 2 buckets. And I said to my husband, let's cross over to the field. I would like to see this. It looks like they're having a reenactment. And he said, well, you know what, let's come back and catch that. Let's head on forward up to the bullet hole house, which was up on a hill, and it had to do with bullets that were stuck in the side of the house from the Revolutionary War. So I said, sure, why not? So we went up and went through the home, and then as we were coming back, we looked out across the field, and guess what? There was no red house. Now, we both witnessed this. The only thing I can think is that we were holding hands, and possibly this is why he picked up on this, because he usually wasn't too attuned to this kind of thing. So he kind of freaked out a little bit, and I said, oh no, I need to check this out. I know what I saw. So we crossed over the field, and well, no, there was no red house. But what was there where we saw this was a small foundation that was left, and a plaque right outside of it claiming that this was a small red clapboard house that once had existed there. And it spoke of, I believe, if I remember correctly, the family, and there were a number of children that lived in the house. So what was it? A time slip? We both saw it. And what would have happened had we crossed over to that red house that day? Sometimes that crosses my mind. So the second one I would like to tell you about took place actually in this grove of trees. And in fact, I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to show you where this is. It's in Chestnut Creek, right off of Smithville, down Route 9, headed north. And they had a battle here during the Revolutionary War. And I'm going to show you the memorial here. Hopefully you can see it. And it talks about the brave patriots of the Revolutionary War who defended their liberties and their homes in a battle fought near this site, October 6th, 1778. Now, I hope the sun did not block that out. But I did mention this, I think it was the second or third video that I posted. So what happened was, I had been attracted to this site when I first moved to Smithville, which was 2002. But I never really came out here until, I don't know, maybe 2009. So I came into this grove of trees where I'm walking back into now, and it was a cold winter's day. It was desolate, no one was around, and I also had no idea what had taken place here when I decided to visit it. So I walked into the grove of trees, which is where I'm standing right now, and suddenly, from the inside out, was a cold that I have never experienced as brutally as that day. And this cold came up from the inside and I started to shiver. And the oddest thing happened. I almost felt, it felt as if time was shifting. And the only way I can explain as to what I saw was if you took a clear glass bowl that you would mix something in and hold it up to your face and look through the bowl. And this is how distorted it became. And I actually saw Revolutionary War soldiers with the three-pointed hats coming towards me and looking like into the bowl at me, looking in, wondering, who are you? What are you doing? Can you see us? And at that moment, I thought, I need to back out of this grove of trees because time was slipping. So I backed out and I got in the car and I drove home. And the oddest thing, when I walked into the house, now I had a little dog, Maxie, who since I had to put down, she passed away, but she was the calmest little dog. And I think she thought she was a cat because she would sit on your lap and she never barked, nothing. Anyway, I walked through the door and she would not come near me and she backed away and she was growling and barking. So I knew that I had probably brought some energies home with me. Something was not right. So I got her outside in the backyard and I turned around, and this may sound crazy to some people, but I turned around and I said, okay guys, whoever followed me home, you need to go back to the grove of trees. You do not belong in my house. You need to go back to the grove of trees, and I promise I will come back out and pray a lot of you over, which I did do about a week later. But when I brought my dog back into the house, she was fine. She was fine. She felt that these energies, whatever you'd like to call them, had gone back. So I found this very, very interesting, and I thought that I would share that with you. Those are two of the stories of my life, and I hope you guys have a happy Halloween. Enjoy it. And again, if you need to get in touch with me, you can Facebook me, you can message me, and I will be glad to answer any questions. And hope you have a great day. I'll see you next week.